Okay, well, let me start off this video by saying this is intended as a reference. It's meant as a guide, and it's meant to help you roll through all the different things that you could ever need to do on your Google Home and or with your iPhone or your iPad, any iOS device really. So, I have a number of sections here, and I'm going to give you the time on each of the sections here, and you're going to be able to skip ahead, skip back as you want different parts of this video. So let's get right into it. Now, the first thing we're going to do obviously is we're just going to plug in and set up the Google Home. That's going to be done within an iPhone application. So you're going to be able to see that right off the bat here. The second thing I'm going to show you actually is I'm going to show you how to connect it up to music and video accounts. So those accounts are relatively easy to set up, so that's a quick warm up there. Now the next thing is how to configure your news sources. So this is something that I like to do every day. I kind of start my day with the news, and this helps me get that started. So I'm going to show you how to configure those, get some different news sources right off the bat. Next, we'll go through configuring shortcuts. So I think that's one of the best features of this device. You don't have to remember the name of every device you have in your house. You can create shortcuts that make sense to you. If you want to just start your day by saying, hey, start my day, you can actually do that. So that's great. Next, we'll go through how to sync our iOS contacts to Google and then make a phone call. And I think that's one of the most important features of the Google Home, is that you can make a phone call with that device. Next, we'll connect If This Then That and Stringify, two of our favorite home automation applications here. And then I'll show you how to connect your first smart home device. And in this case, I'm going to use a WeMo, but really you could use any type of device that Google Home allows you to use in conjunction with the device. So today we're going to use a WeMo, but you go ahead, use a Philips Hue, use a Harmony Hub, use Chromecast, whatever you want to use. From there, I'm going to show you how to set up Bluetooth on your Google Home, and then I'm going to show you how to make a shopping list, and finally I'm going to show you how to play on multiple speakers. So if you're actually someone who's gone out, you've bought a Google Home Mini, you have a couple of those devices in the house, I'll show you how to set up a group and actually play on multiple speakers at once so you can have multi-room audio in your home. So I hope that's a pretty good breakdown. Let's get right into things. Again, you can look through the last couple of slides here on the video if you need to know what time you want to skip to or skip back to later in the video. So I hope this works out for you. Let's get going. Really, the entire physical process for this baby is to plug it in. It's a real tough thing to do. It then talks to you once it's ready to go. So I'm going to assume you know how to go to the Apple iStore and download the Google Home application. It's called Google Home, so don't install the Google Base app and hope you're going to control your life with it. Make sure you get the Google Home application. Once you're in there, it's a pretty simple walkthrough of hitting the next button and filling in some basic information. However, you will need your Wi-Fi password and therefore Wi-Fi in your house to get set up. Once you're through to the end, you're ready to use the device. Let's ask it for something fun, like the news. Okay, Google, give me the news.
Here's the latest news from CBC News, Hourly Edition, at 8 p.m. today.
This is CBC News.
Well, let's walk through how to connect music and video services to your Google Home. We're going to start off inside the Google Home application, of course, and we're going to head right into the menu here and straight into the music section. Now, within here, I've already set up Google Play Music, but really all you have to do here is tap on either of the two services that you'd like to use here. Now, originally here Google has Google Play Music and Spotify there for you to set up, but they do have other options as well. So you can see I just tapped on Spotify. All you have to do is link your Spotify account by logging in right here. Now I don't actually have a Spotify account to log in on and play, but I did the same thing with my Google Play Music. Now on the flip side, let's head to the video and photos at the very bottom here. Now within here, there's a lot of choices with what to connect, but Netflix, you can see you can instantly link your Netflix account. And again, this is a very simple process. All we're gonna do is connect up our account. So we're simply gonna sign in, and that's all you have to do. And then those two accounts are linked. And now you can use your voice commands to actually trigger either of those services to play video or music. Now let's walk through a little bit here with the news configuration. So, there's a number of different news sources that you can actually utilize. So again, inside the Google Home application here, we're going to go into more settings, and then we're going to scroll down and down to news. Now within news, you're going to have access to a lot of different news sources, and they're things that you're going to recognize in your country. So for me, CBC News, that's our national news here in the country, and so that's a very regular thing for us to want to hear. So what you can do is, right off the bat, you can actually just tap on change order, and then you can just grab and pull up and down different sources to different spots, and then you just go back and we can add a news source, and there's a number of news sources that are already here waiting for you. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you how to do a very quick set of shortcuts for your Google Home that's going to make your device act a lot better, make it a lot easier for you to use. So what you're going to need is, on either an iOS or an Android device, you're going to need the Google Home application. That's what we've used all the time to control our Google Home device. So I'm going to go ahead and go into there right now. Now as it comes up, there's a number of different things you're going to see right away, but basically we're going to go right up here to the top left in the menu, and we're going to head down to more settings. Once in more settings, what we're looking for is actually at the bottom of this menu. It's called shortcuts. Within shortcuts here, they have some popular shortcuts, and I've already been playing a little. I'm a Canadian guy, so I actually really like hockey. And here you go, keep your stick on the ice. That will instantly show me hockey videos on YouTube if I turn this on. So I'm going to go ahead, turn that specific one on, but I'm also going to go in there and show you a little bit of the customization you can do here. So within here, what I've added is show me hockey or hockey is great whenever I'm talking to my Google Home device. And what it will do is instantly show me hockey videos on YouTube. I could go through any one of these other shortcuts that are very popular, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create my own here. Now I've never done this, so this is actually the first time you're seeing me try and do it. We're going to try and add something right away for Google Assistant to do. What I want them to do is I want them to turn off all my basement lights. And what I want to say to them is make it dark. So let's go ahead and save that. And we've created another shortcut here. I'm also going to add one more just so we can test them both. I'm going to add a make it light one that will turn on my basement lights. So let's go ahead and test these out. Okay, Google, make it light.
Turning on basement lights.
Okay, Google, make it dark.
Turning basement lights off.
Now, one thing to keep in mind here is a lot of this functionality when we're talking about showing videos on YouTube, or we're talking about showing pictures from last year here, what's important to keep in mind is that that's going to show up on your tablet or the device you're casting to or connected with at that moment. So whatever you're using at that time is what's going to be showing up here, okay? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is actually for iPhone or iOS users. So if you're the type of person who has an iPhone and you have all your contacts stored inside the iOS operating system, you're actually going to need to transfer those contacts over to Google in order to directly call your contacts by name. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to show you how you do it. You start at iCloud.com. At iCloud.com, you're going to log in with your credentials. Now we're going to click into contacts, and once we're inside there, you're going to see the little gear at the bottom left of the screen. Go ahead and select all. That'll select all of your contacts. If you have a group set up, you can obviously select that group. But then you just click export, and now we have a file that we're going to actually use to import into Google Contacts. So moving over to there, you're going to need to send your browser to contacts.google.com. And once you're in there, we're going to go ahead and hit import CSV or vcard file. Now, unfortunately, right now, they're going to send us to what's called the old version of Google Contacts. I'm sure in the future, this will just be a very seamless process. But for now, we've got to head over here and we go down to import contacts. And from there, we're going to choose that file that we just downloaded from iCloud. We're going to hit import. And there we go. There's all our contacts. Now I've actually blocked out all of their information, so don't worry, it is all there, their phone and their emails. Now, onto the Google Home application on your iPhone or your Android device. There is one thing that you're going to need to do. Now, go into More Settings. And inside of More Settings, go ahead and tap on your device. Mine's called Basement Home. And you need to make sure that your personal results are turned on, or else Google Home will not be able to access the contacts you just put into their system. Once that's enabled, you're good to go. Let's do a demo. Okay, Google, call Brian.
Mobile, work, or BlackBerry?
Mobile.
Calling Brian, mobile.
Now you can see the Google Home is actually making a phone call at this point. My iPhone, I've actually picked it up on the iPhone here. I didn't actually say anything, so I'm not going to run through anything more than that. But there you go, your Google Home has made a phone call. Now again, I'm going to assume you can go to the Apple iStore and download an application. What you're looking for is IFTTT on the Apple iStore. Once you have the application, we're going to enter it. We're going to do a search for Google, but we're going to choose the Google Assistant. Once inside the Google Assistant, we're just going to choose our Google account that we initially set up our Google Home device with. Once that's chosen, we've now effectively connected If This Then That to our Google Home. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just searching through the different applets, which are essentially scripts that other people have created, and it's going to connect your two sets of devices. So what I'm looking for here is posting to Facebook. So I'm connecting my Google Home to Facebook with this. So I'm going to turn on the applet here. And within this screen, there's a lot of different instructions, but suffice it to say that all I have to tell my Google Home device is tell my friends and then whatever message I want to give them. Then it will instantly post that to Facebook, and the assistant will actually tell me it's doing that. Now, let's watch a demo of that. Okay, Google. Tell my friends I am posting this message in order to use in my next video.
Posting to Facebook. I am posting this message in order to use in my next video.
Now then, here's the result. You can clearly see that the Google Home device posted this directly to Facebook. I am posting this message in order to use in my next video. It's right up there. I didn't have to type a thing. All I had to do was tell my Google Home what I wanted to have happen. Now here's how it looks once you're in the Stringify application and you try and connect your Google Home. It will give you these 4 steps to run through in order to connect Stringify to Google Home. Okay, Google, talk to Stringify.
It looks like your Stringify account is not linked yet. You can link Stringify to your Google account from the Google Home app.
So we're going to head into the Google Home app because we've already talked to our Google Home, asked it to link to Stringify, and right up immediately, here's the capability to link to Stringify. So I just hit link, and now I'm just going to go ahead and log into my account here, my Stringify account in this case. So we're doing this very similarly to connecting any other device that we have to our Google Home in the past. Now, once that's occurred, I go back to Stringify, and inside of Stringify, this is actually pretty good. I don't actually have to do anything. My Google Assistant is showing that it's connected, and I'm all ready to go. And just so you can see it, here's a couple of the flows that you can instantly enable. Now, one of these ones at the bottom is going to be a future video. It is TV time there with the Google Home, the Logitech Hub, and Philips lights. I'm going to show you guys how to set that up in a future video. Now, if you haven't already set up your WeMo, you can watch the previous video we've done on Automate Your Life at the top right of the screen right now, and then come back to this video. Now, we've previously downloaded the WeMo application, which we're going to head into here. We're going to head right into the settings portion of this application and click connect to if this then that. Now from here, you're going to have to sign in to if this then that. I assume you already have that account. If you don't, you'll have to head to if this then that on the application or on the internet and sign up for an account. Within if this then that now, we're just going to search for the WeMo device. Here's our WeMo smart plug. We're going to go ahead and connect that device to if this then that, and that allows us to use applets. Now right at the top of the list here is the applet we're looking for. Toggle a WeMo switch on or off with Google Home. Let's go ahead and turn that on. And now we get the settings of that applet. Within here, we can change what we want to say to actually turn on and off our light here. So we're going to change it to toggle WeMo light. And then I'm going to choose the switch that I'd like to have come on. Now obviously you can customize that to anything. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and let's do a demo of this. Okay, Google. Toggle WeMo light.
Toggling WeMo switch.
Okay, so inside of the Google Home application on your Android or iPhone device, in the Discover section, which is at the top, you will find the capability to play music using Bluetooth. Now, if you don't find this, you're actually going to have to refer to the help page I'm about to show you. Here's what you need. You need the firmware of your Google Home device to be 1.26.9397 or higher. Now, there's a quick way to check your firmware version that I'm going to show you right here. Top right, tap on devices. There's my Google Home. I'm going to click settings, and we're going to scroll down to the bottom here, and right away you're going to see your system firmware version and your cast firmware version. So you can see mine is 1.269397. So I'm ready to go. Let's go ahead and do a demo. Okay, Google, pair Bluetooth.
Alright, to connect, open Bluetooth settings and look for the device called Spacement Home.
So from this point, with whatever device you're using to connect to the Google Home,
Okay, Google,
you now are able to push music
play
to your Google
Dear
Home
Rouge
speaker as if it were any other Bluetooth speaker. Now let's go ahead and disconnect. Okay, Google, disconnect Bluetooth.
Okay, Bluetooth is disconnected.
Okay, well, we're going to start off this video with a demo directly of how to just speak with your Google Home and tell it how to add items. You're going to notice some anomalies though as I go through a couple of these commands to our Google Homes. You'll notice it doesn't quite always work perfectly. Hey Google, add milk to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added milk to your shopping list.
Hey Google, add milk to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added milk to your shopping list.
Hey Google, add cookies to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added cookies to your shopping list.
Hey Google, add another Google Home to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added another Google Home to your shopping list.
Hey Google, take cookies off of my shopping list.
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
Hey Google, remove cookies from my shopping list.
Actually, I can't remove items from your shopping list yet. To manage your list, please use the shopping list in the Google Home app.
So I think the first thing I want to talk about is in relation to the fact that you can add the same item multiple times. So there's really not a management system. So you have to be aware of that as you go. You might add milk 10 times. Now, the second thing I want to say is that really right now, it's not capable of removing items from your list. So keep all of that in mind as you use this here. You can, and I will show you how to remove items though here as we go. So let's go into our Google Home application. That's how we're going to start setting this up, making it work for our family here. So we're going to go straight into the menu here, and we're going to go into more settings, and we're going to head down to the Google Assistant here, but we're going to go right into shopping lists. And what you're going to notice is we kind of go outside of the Google Home application here very quick. You can see up at the top, shoppinglist.google.com has shown up. Everything I've added is on that list, and you can see right away milk was added 2 times. So we have that little issue here. Now, within here, you can actually mark each item. All you do is you tap on the little checkbox. It then disappears from the shopping list. This is your little capability for managing this list. You can also actually swipe on any item to delete it. So you're able to manage this shopping list as you would any other application on your phone, but you know, just a little bit different there than maybe you might be expecting here. So anyways, from there, one other thing you can do is you can actually share. So up at the top of the application, you can see the little plus sign next to the person. Go ahead, tap on that, and what it brings up is a share screen. So you can go ahead, you can start typing in emails, names, whatever you want to get that person. So you can go ahead, type that in, send that off, and then they can access this list as well. So that's great for, you know, a family building a list together, and then one of you just wanting to go shopping, then you can do that there. So that's actually pretty good functionality there. Now, the one thing I wanted to say is, you know, that's kind of a backwards way to access this shopping list, and I don't want to access it that way every time we go to the store. I don't want to go into the Google Home application, etc., and go that way. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Safari web browser here on my iPhone. You could do this with whatever, but I'm just going to save this to my home page. So you can do that on Android as well, but here on iOS, you just tap on Add to Home Screen down at the bottom, and there you go. It creates an icon for you to just directly tap on with that URL on it, and it's very easy to then therefore access. So that's it. That's the whole demo here for today. You can go ahead, you can use your shopping list on the Google Home, and I hope that's all working for you. All right, well, let's jump right into this here. We're going to go into the Google Home application. This could be done on an iPhone, an iPad, an Android tablet or phone. It really doesn't matter. But what we're going to do as soon as we get in the application here is we're going to go up top right to our devices. Now, as soon as we click in there, we're going to find either of our two speakers. Now, that's important, and we're going to tap on the three little dots there at the top of either of our two little speakers. Right away, you can see the menu that comes up is it's Create Group. So we're going to go ahead, tap that, and then we're going to choose a name and the devices that are going to be in this group that we're creating. So for me, I'm going to choose both of my speakers here, and I'm going to name it Basement Speakers. Now, there is a little choice there. You can see the little slider at the bottom where it says link this group to your Google account to personalize your experience when using Google products. That is actually important, and I would leave that on if I were you. I'll show you why after we do a demo here. So now our device or our speaker set is created there, our group of speakers. You can see that there's two speakers in the group. Let's go ahead, let's do a demo. Play Foo Fighters on Basement Speakers.
Okay, Foo Fighters from Google Play Music, playing on Basement Speakers.
Now that we have our Google Home application and our Google Home able to respond and play a song or anything we want on multiple speakers, what I'm also going to show you is how this works. Now, you remember that slider I told you about to leave on? We're going to go into Google Home or Google Play Music here, and you can see up at the top there the cast. And this is what I was talking about. If you leave that setting on, you're going to have access to that group inside of there. So when I tap on the cast icon, you can actually see I have my two devices, and then I have my Basement Speakers, which is a Google Cast group there. So that's great. Now, straight from there, I can choose that. My application, my Google Play Music application here is going to link to both of those speakers, and when I press play, I actually get the control for both of my speakers, so I can increase or decrease the sound on both speakers here.